Seems really odd from the outside.
I know, I don't get it. Listen, the one that I'm struggling with is Igamani, the Moroccan boy. I mean, Clement's latest quotes are saying the boy's not even ready to train at first team level. I mean, I don't know. I find that well, they were reportedly. It was reportedly $1.5 million. I mean, if the boys coming into playing the B team and be developed, then surely when you sign them, you flag it up as that. Do you know what I mean? You don't big them up as a big proper summer signing. And I think a lot of fans are scratching their head with that one. No, they thought this boy was going to come in and go and challenge Dessers and Danilo either up front or out wide, give Rangers a different attacking option. It turns out he's not even in the plane, I don't think, for the...
He's got very little experience, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, clearly, and there is a kind of two separate strategies going on here in this transfer window for Rangers. One is to freshen the squad up with younger blood who could be developed into potential major assets in the years ahead. That's fine. But, you know, at a time when you actually need really experienced guys for your first team, it is a bit of a head scratcher. They're going into this round attempting to qualify for the Champions League, rejig Champions League, so much money there to be gained. It's a head scratcher that they're so undermanned at this point in terms of experienced first team ready players. It's a very, very, very strange situation. I suspect Scott will be right. I think Sterling will need to go into midfield. Because I think as well that might help Diomande. I think Diomande looks as if he could do with almost like a minder in there to let him do his work further up the pitch a little bit. He's got great legs and he'll get about, Diomande, but I think a little bit of a physical presence in there might free him up. And I would expect that would be in Clement's mind for tomorrow night.
A couple more comments on Rangers just before we wrap up. David Rose. The concept of supporting implies supporting Big Phil as well. The season is definitely going to be one of change, but why start slagging the team after one game? And a live one that we had in from Rob Law on Facebook. Guys, I think we just need to calm down and get behind the team and the gaffer. I mean, that is a fair point, to be fair. The season, one game in, I know they won't have a lot of fans tomorrow night, as you said, Scott, but this season Rangers need their fans more than ever, really.
Yeah, but as Scott suggested there, the fact that you're only looking at potentially a couple of hundred making this trip, that's very unlike the Rangers support.
No, that's strange.
I mean, they would usually be there in their numbers. I think Scott was saying that Rangers could have an allocation of over 1,000, and you would expect Rangers fans to snap them up.
Aye.
But it's interesting. We'll see. I think Rangers fans right now are just crying out for a chink of light, a bit of good news.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know, this game might offer them that if they get a performance, they put a performance on, they get a decent result, the tie's still alive going to Hampden. Maybe this could give them a little shot in the arm at a crucial point in the summer, because it's just been one sort of boot in the homos after the next for Rangers fans over the last week.
We before we let you go, Scott, is there any suggestion of any more incomings at Rangers? Is there any whispers that you've heard?
No yet, Daniel, no. I mean, I expect, I still think there'll be at least two coming in. I think the Rangers fans would want more than that, but I think expect at least two. But I think that does mean that two or three will go out. I mean, it was interesting today seeing Yanis Hadji playing for the Rangers B team back in Glasgow. I mean, Jacko's talking about head scratchers. I mean, again,
you're right.
You're coming out of a Champions League qualifier away to Dynamo Kiev. You've got three fit natural central midfielders, and you've got a guy who's just back for the Euros sitting in Glasgow.
He was always a good player. Had you for Rangers? I thought he always did well.
He's a really talented boy. And I tell you something, what amazed me was this time last year, he'd come back from a pretty serious, lengthy injury layoff. But seeing the pre-season matches that I saw from Rangers, he was the standout. I thought he looked really fit.